Welcome to Can Do Korean by KoreanClass101.com.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 김계진입니다. Hi, everyone. I'm Kejin Kim. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask how much something costs.
This is Ben Morris, and he's shopping at a small grocery store. He sees a snack with no visible price tag and asks, "How much is this?"
이거 얼마예요?
Listen to the conversation and focus on the question. Ready?
이거 얼마예요? 1,500원입니다.
Once more with the English translation.
이거 얼마예요?
How much is this?
1,500원입니다.
It's 1,500 won. Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool, so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Ben asks, "How much is this?"
이거 얼마예요?
First is
이거,
this.
이거.
Next is
얼마예요?
meaning how much.
얼마예요? 얼마예요?
The first part is
얼마.
meaning what amount or what price in this context.
얼마.
Next is
이에요.
here it's like the is in is it.
이에요. 이에요. 이에요.
Is from the particle
이다.
meaning to be.
이다.
Together it's
얼마이에요?
however
이에요.
often gets shortened into
예요.
when it comes after a word that ends in a vowel as in,
얼마.
so it sounds more natural to say.
얼마예요?
How much?
얼마예요?
Notice the rising intonation to indicate a question. Altogether it's
이거 얼마예요?
this literally means, as for this, how much is it? But translates as, how much is this?
이거 얼마예요?
Let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how the shop clerk says, "It's 1,500 won"?
$1,500원입니다.
First is the number
1,500.
1,500.
1,500. 1,500.
Let's start with
100.
100.
100. 100.
Next is
500.
500.
500. 500.
Finally,
1,000.
1,000.
1,000. 1,000.
Altogether,
1,500.
literally means 1,500.
1,500 1,500
After this is
원
Korean won.
원 원
Together it's
1,500원
1,500 won.
1,500원
Unless you're dealing with numbers at an official setting like a bank or a real estate office, you normally omit the 1 in 100, 1,000, etc. For example, instead of saying
1,500원
it's more common to say
1,500원
in everyday conversations. Last is
입니다.
here it's like the is in it is.
입니다. 입니다. 입니다.
Is the formal form of the particle
이다.
meaning to be.
이다.
Altogether it's
1,500원입니다.
this literally means 1,500 won it is, but translates as it's 1,500 won.
1,500원입니다.
Note the it is inferred through the context as the speaker is responding to a question about the price of the small snack. Note, at the time of this lesson, 1,500 Korean won can buy an ice cream. The pattern is
아이템 얼마예요?
how much is item?
아이템 얼마예요?
To use this pattern, simply replace the item placeholder with the thing you'd like to know the price of. Imagine you'd like to know the price of a coffee.
커피 커피 커피
Say, how much is a coffee? Ready?
커피 얼마예요?
How much is a coffee?
커피 얼마예요?
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
이거 얼마예요? 이거 얼마예요?
커피 얼마예요? 커피 얼마예요?
케이크 얼마예요? 케이크 얼마예요?
딸기 얼마예요? 딸기 얼마예요?
그거 얼마예요? 그거 얼마예요? Did you notice how I replaced 이거 with 그거, meaning that? 그거 얼마예요?
How much is that?
그거 얼마예요?
The pattern is the same, but
그거,
that replaces
이거,
this,
그거,
that.
그거, 그거,
Note
그거.
is used to indicate something close to the listener. Next is
얼마예요?
meaning how much is
얼마예요?
altogether.
그거 얼마예요?
How much is that?
그거 얼마예요?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them. Let's review the key words.
커피,
Coffee,
커피, 커피. 케이크,
cake,
케이크, 케이크. 딸기,
strawberry,
딸기, 딸기. 그거,
that,
그거, 그거. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say how much? 얼마, 얼마. And how to say this? 이거, 이거. Do you remember how Ben Morris asks, how much is this?
이거 얼마예요?
이거 얼마예요? Do you remember how to say one? One. One. And how to say 100? 백. 백. Do you remember how to say 500? 500. 500. And how to say 1,500? 1,500. 1,500. Do you remember how the clerk says it's 1,501?
$1,500원입니다.
1,500원입니다. Do you remember how to say coffee? 커피, 커피. And how to say strawberry? 딸기, 딸기. Do you remember how to say that? 그거, 그거.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Ben, and you're at a farmer's market, where many items have no price tag. You'd like to try a snack close to the listener. Ask the price using the word for that. Ready?
그거 얼마예요?
2,000원입니다.
Listen again and repeat.
그거 얼마예요? 그거 얼마예요?
Let's try another. Imagine they're also selling artisan coffee. Ask for the price of a coffee. Ready?
커피 얼마예요?
3,000원입니다.
Listen again and repeat.
커피 얼마예요? 커피 얼마예요?
Let's try one more. They're also selling strawberries. Ready?
딸기 얼마예요?
6,000원입니다.
Listen again and repeat.
딸기 얼마예요? 딸기 얼마예요?
In most cases, Korean doesn't make a distinction between singular and plural nouns. You'll use the same pattern when you're looking for salt or a watermelon or some watermelons. For example, 딸기 있어요? Can translate as Are there any strawberries? Or Is there a strawberry? Depending on the number of strawberries. The English translation may alternate between singular and plural, but the Korean pattern remains the same. This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to ask the price of something in Korean. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.